Hello there everybody, this is Reggie Time and this is episode 5 of Tankroll to Bankroll, and I've deviated slightly from the first requirements, so back on video 1 and 2 that we looked at, just because it wasn't really, I wasn't enjoying it. It wasn't good for a mental game. It felt too jumpy. I think the bands are just slightly too narrow for me to feel great. A mental game, it's like you're never that far from moving up, but you're never that far from moving down. It always feels like you're in like the edge of something, and you can I never felt like I could get like a decent grind on and just get my head down and get some hands in, because I was like, oh, what's my bankroll at? What's my bankroll at? And I found it a distraction, to be honest. So I've slightly changed, and we moved to stars because you guys like videos on stars. Fast fold videos are probably better to make than regular table videos, and it has this 16 no limit bit. So this is how we're going to do it going forward from here. Is 16 now, we're going to be playing that when we're between 150 and 300. When we get to 300, we're going to move up to 25 NL, and we're going to drop back down at 250, and that anywhere between 250 and 600, we're going to be playing 25 NL, and then when we get to 600, we're going to play some 50 NL, I think. I'm not sure about that because 50 no zoom, it's a pretty tough game, but we'll probably have a look at it anyway and see what we think. But I know it's a damn tough game, and whether my game's up to it right now or not, I'm honestly not sure. I suspect it might not be, but two tabling, maybe we can get away with it. So yeah, then we're going to play some 500, 50 NL zoom from $600, and then whatever. I don't have any plans to move up any higher than 50 NL, and maybe I just stay at 25 NL, who knows. Maybe after I've completed and got to 600, maybe we don't play 50 NL, maybe say, well look, we spun a bankroll from 100 to 600 using aggressive bankroll management, and maybe I just go back to doing whatever it was I was doing before we started this challenge. Don't know, not making any promises based on that, but we are going to stick with the challenge till we at least get to 600, be it on whichever site that is. Could be on stars, could be on Unibet. When we get to 25 now, we might decide, oh, 25 NL zoom is a bit of a tough gig, let's play 25 NL on Unibet, or we might well get to on Sky, or maybe 30 NL Triple Eight. Who knows? But that's a loose new arrangements on how we're doing it. So it gives me more play between the moving up and the moving down, so I don't constantly feel like I'm on a knife edge with it. The bankroll on stars is currently on 193 plus whatever's on the table. I think we started on like 228 this session or something like that. So we won't need to be checking it throughout the session because we're in no real danger of moving down unless I lose about 4 stacks, I think, which hopefully we won't. And yeah, I'm not sure how long the video is going to run for. Could just be half an hour, could be 2 hours, who knows. So let's get wide in. It's nice to play some speed poker with a HUD for a change. Although obviously we have no worthwhile stats yet. Hopefully we can build somewhat throughout the session. I'm not going to be commenting on folding the 6 deuce, etc, etc. We're only really going to comment when we get to post flop spots, I would think, just so I can concentrate more. One thing I have found playing recently is I haven't made a video for a few days, and I've been really focusing and trying to play well, is that I don't function well when there's distractions. I'm not sure making a video is a distraction because I'm talking through what I'm doing, but yeah, I'm thinking maybe when I'm making the videos, concentrate on playing well more and not trying to comment on like every minute detail that's going on. Because a lot of the stuff that you're going to see is going to be pretty damn standard anyway. I.e., for example, checking back this 6. I mean, it's a pretty standard hand the whole way down. There's no reason to continue to talk about like pots that are like 5 big blinds or whatever. Well, if there's anything interesting going on, I might play the hand out, then with it being Zoom, we can do this. Play the hand out, then pause, go back, and then review it. I think that's probably what we're going to do on the really big pots. I'll focus on them, and then we'll go back and look at them, and I'll try and explain what I was thinking. we're just going to let the ace with a weak kicker go with the c-bet, multi-way and the raise. I don't think there's much shot that our ace-7 is going to be good here. And we 3-bet the ace-queen as a bluff, and we got called and we got jammed on. So, well, not as a bluff, but when you 4x it, when you want to 4x our position, so we like 3-bet it for value, knowing that we're going to fold it to a 4-bet. So we're not bluffing, we are trying to get value, but we know we're toast when we get 4-bet, or even if we're not toast, we know we're not going to get 100 blinds in pre-flop with it. Maybe it was a bit ambitious going for the 3-bet over the 4x open, but we don't really know what's going on when we don't know anything about people, do we? He might 4x everything, he might only 4x aces, what the fuck do I know? It's hard to say just yet. Not sure how he has a 5 here. I'm not sure at all how he has a 5, so I think we'll just go for it. He's most likely has like Queen X. I mean, he just doesn't have a 5, does he? Maybe he does, who knows? Doesn't feel like he should have many 5s. He could certainly have plenty of 5s, I guess. Gonna call given his stack size with 3-bet and he just ships it. We have to fold, of course. The thing with unknowns, we just don't know whether we should be 3-betting our 10-9s or should we be calling with them. I guess we're going to call with our decent suited connectors and maybe 3-bet like 9-7 suited, 8-6 suited, 10-8 suited, those types of things maybe. Call with the 10-9 suited, the 8-9 suited, the 8-7 suited. 2 callers. I guess we have to take a flopping position. We're getting nearly 3-1. Interesting flop. If he bombs, I'm probably just going to fold. I don't really see that as a bomb. I think we need to see a turn here. We flopped top pair. We've got some backdoor stuff. Now I guess we're just going to go broke. Don't like it. But I think we just have to go broke here, do we? How many outs have we got? Let's sit out of this table, hit our time bank. We've got 9 flush outs, hopefully. 6-15, maybe. Yeah, we just got way too many outs. And we lost them both. We were ahead and we lost both of them. That's a bit of a pisser, but whatever. tempted to go for the bluff here with the ace jack. Again, we have no real reads. And we'll take it down. We're happy with that, of course. Three bet by somebody who, over an incredibly small sample size, looks to be incredibly aggressive. So I'm going to take a flop. I mean, its sample size is nothing, but it's going to go up to having played 70% of hands after 10 hands. I can't put too much into it, but it doesn't mean nothing either, does it? So we'll tag him green for the time being, just so we're aware of him at our table, in case we're going to do some light opens with him behind us. He might not end up being green, but there's a reasonable chance he will. Not thrilled with my hand on table 2. If he checks back, I'll be a bit more excited about it. Now we lose to what, like aces, kings, pocket tens. Don't lose to very much, so I think I'll probably pay off the river. Well, we'd obviously lose to some hands that he can have. But it's like every kind of draw, if you can have some draws, they've all missed. And I don't like it. Of course I don't like it. I hate paying off in these games, but I think folding top pair here, no. He did indeed have 2 kings. So it's not been the most stellar start to the video. This is part of the reason why you don't always catch me on stars, because it's just it's a hard place to win. I'm not saying it's impossible, and 16 not certainly isn't impossible, but we're going to experience way more variance on here in the short term, just because we're in tougher games. So we'll see. I mean, the games seem pretty decent, to be fair. There's plenty of action in them. There's obviously some nits around, but very confident that we beat the game. It's just like, how much do we beat it for? Constantly getting 3 bets, pretty damn irritating. With the jack of clubs being out, they're going to float one here and look to play some turns. Speed's not great. He might slow down though. He doesn't slow down. An easy fold. Wow, just 3-bet central, isn't it? constant barrage of 3-betting. Hope not to get squeezed on table 2. It's a good draw. We like that. We check raising. Cat bugger off. Cat's proper ratcheting into me. She wants me to play with her. She's got a straw. She plays like a dog. She's fucking. I throw it. She chases it. I mean, we're just going to get our flush draw in here, I guess. Can we just, I think we can just call here, can't we? And do we win one this time? Yes, we do. I'm just going to check shove this flush, and if he's got us over flush, then fuck my life. It looks like he doesn't have a flush when he checks back. He did raise the flop though, so maybe he flopped 2 pair or something. Gonna bet quite big. And we take it down. He had a set of deuces and he made his flop raise way too small. If he's going to 3-bet the flop, he may as well make it a big one, in my opinion. But yeah, happy days. We pulled a little bit back after a whatever the hell it was earlier, the 10-9 suited that got us off to the dubious start. Could just complete the ace-6 suited, but I am trying to be more aggressive in games where I think generally it's more aggressive, and trying to be a bit more fighting fire with fire rather than using my sometimes more laid back approach. Not going to see bet into 2 people low when we've basically just got a backdoor flush draw and nothing else. I think if I run my stacks up too big, we might think about leaving and then reloading, just because we are on like a relatively tight bankroll, and say losing like a 600 big blind pot or something wouldn't be too helpful in what we're trying to achieve. We have someone who looked like they're quite aggressive. The 39.22 again, sample size is not great, but we are going to, again, like I was talking about, trying to be aggressive with people who have aggressive looking stats. We're going to get way more 3-bets through against them types than we are against someone who's playing, say, 6/6, for example. I mean, this would typically be like a reasonable squeeze spot, but I'm not really going to want to go for a squeeze against somebody who has shown the stats to be quite tight so far. So until we get more stats on people, we're going to turn down some squeeze spots until we know more about people. And the ace-9 suited is a pretty standard squeeze, but not against someone who, over a small sample size, looks to be playing quite nitty. He might be in 50 hands time. The guy's playing, I don't know, 22-18. We might well have been a perfect squeeze spot. 2 10s with a bit of a call in front. I think we just let him go. That's 2 pairs. $14.8 over 80 odd hands. Probably shouldn't be checking my phone when I'm playing, but in fact, I'm going to turn it off because it's just a distraction that we don't need. Pretty small 3-bet. I'm going to let the ace-4 off go though. I wasn't thinking of calling there, I was thinking of maybe 4-betting, but I think that would have been pretty horrific. That would be a straight. I bet quite big though, because it's a very, very vulnerable straight, and there's tons of draws out there that we can get action from. It's going to be hard to get value with the queens now the 10's paired. It'll be hard to get value with the queens when he has top pair too. don't think my 10's good very often here, but I don't think he's going to fold a worse hand. I mean, it's super unlikely he has like queens or jacks. If he's got a king, he's probably going to check call. If he's got like king queen or something, he's going to check call. If he's got an ace, he's never folding it, and he's never calling with the gut shot. That missed. Do we have to eat like the second, third nuts, do we? Fourth nuts, fifth nuts, something like that. He's going to fold if he raises. Stack size is quite irritating. Not sure Lubby's checked back twice with the jack there. Yeah, I mean, it's got him paid on the end, but I think it's a little bit too weak. I think he could have bet the flop. Should definitely have bet the turn. And that's one of the biggest problems I see lots of players have, and that's betting them, betting like the stuff that's like thinner but not too thin. And players seem to be fine when they're bluffing. They seem to be fine when like the value betting in really strong hands, and then the middling type hands, and myself included in this, for obvious reasons, they're the ones that get misplayed quite often, I think. But I mean, that was like really quite badly misplayed, I think, because you've got top pair and someone checks to you, top pair, good kicker on that board texture, and someone checks to you. You can be confident you have the best time. When you check the turn, you can be very confident you have the best time. I think you need to start betting, especially on wet board textures. Even though I probably would be c-betting most of my draws, of course. He doesn't necessarily know that. Call with the set for now. We're going to raise this turn because the board's starting to get dangerous. And obviously we want to set up stacks to shove the river on bricks. Rivers I don't want to see if he calls would be clubs, nines, queens, sevens. He folds anyway, so whatever. Can't think of many hands I would raise on this board, so I'm not going to raise my flush because it's kind of hard for me to think of many value hands that I would want to raise. So just call, make our queen, which is useful. And we take it down. I think he's done okay there. Perhaps his turn bet's a bit tag people once I start getting some hands on them and they look reggish. Tag them as regs for the time being, but maybe think about having a more wide-ranging tagging system if or when we build up a reasonable number of hands. Hope my ace 10's good. It wasn't. It 2 sevens. Guess we could have tripled him off that, but no biggie. And the best of hands to have a go with a 3-bet with. But why not? I'm going to float 2 pairs. And good for us. I said, just don't want to lapse into one of my biggest leaks when playing speed poker is I set off a session playing quite aggressively, and as time goes by I kind of lapse into a more weak tight sort of style. I want to try and protect against that, especially when I'm playing in tougher games with more aggressive players. I thought I was calling a big all in then with my aces. Second time in short order with 3-bet give up fish, so just bear that in mind. Maybe if we get if we get an opportunity to 3-bet him again, perhaps next time we'll make it. We'll turn down some of the... We'll turn down a bluff against him next time, and we'll try and make sure next time we 3-bet him, especially if the shot comes up soon. We'll try and make sure it's a value. Should have called with the Jack-9 there. That was slight lack of concentration. So wow, we've been 3-bet by somebody who hasn't played a pot in 30 fucking hands. He just folded 30 hands in a row. We're not going to 4-bet for obvious reasons. And we're just going to fold and see what hilarity ensues from here on in. I know I'm pretty much known as a nit, even though I don't necessarily think I am, but I know that I'm known as one. But 30 hands in a row, that's some folding, isn't it? What is it with these fucking 4x opens? Really love the speed coming. I just give up. There's a loose open to begin with. C-bet's fine, but when the Jack of Spades rolls off on that board, showing a bit of discretion rather than getting our balls out might be the most sensible line. I'm not going to defend this. He's got no money. He's got no way to win, so it'll be hard to bluff him with that stack. This guy's having some fun, isn't he? Who bad? I'm going to hope he's not a 3-bet specialist. We're going to call to try and keep him in the pot. He absolutely snap calls. But we do not get a particularly cooperative flop. That is a pretty disappointing river card. I like the shape of it, do not like the colour of it. Queen 9's a bit loose, but cut off and the button don't seem too loose themselves, too aggressive, so open a little bit wider of middle position when in that situation. Another from a 7 here, he could be checking back Jack 8s, pocket 10s, pocket 9s, etc. I'm going to call once though. You put maybe check back a Jack, yeah, check back a Jack, check back at pocket 10s and stuff. So we bets we can maybe think about doing some hero calls. He folds a lot. We don't know about him. And peel the Queen Jack on the button. That is a big bet. Do I think he's double barreled as 10? Seems unlikely. I think he's either got like 5s full. I think he bets a queen this size. Unless he double barrels a 10. And he does double barrel a 10. There we go. Somewhere we can go ahead and note for sure. Imagine hold him on it, should catch it, shouldn't it? So we don't need to. Be as vigilant with our note taking. Check raise small. And we have to call. We've got the straight draw. We don't make it, but we might have done. Three betting the king queen because the big blind's so aggressive, and just giving up with this. Although I think he probably would have folded the 8-4, but never mind. That seems like a big bet to me. Somebody's playing pretty normalish stats over 38 hands. Decides he want to limp under the gun. I guess we'll try him out. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see a limp raise coming in here, but we'll see. I want to raise against this guy, and hopefully this guy gets out of the way. So what I want to happen is raise for value against Hossler, and hope that our friend over here hasn't just like flatted a set like pocket threes, pocket fives, maybe something stupid like pocket jacks. Doubt it though. He does call, and he checks. I don't think he has too much ace-x in his range. I am very worried about him having like a set of threes or a set of fives though right now. I guess we're going to find out though, because if he bets a river, we're going to have to call with our two pairs. Yeah, I think sets of threes and sets of fives are going to be very, very big part of his range here. Yeah. And when he just calls and he calls another raise, it's like, what really? If we don't hit the queen, I think we just fold the river when he bets. And I probably shouldn't have bet that king on the flop. I wasn't concentrating. And I have no fucking clue what's going on here, but we're not going to pay off that overbet. Yeah, so we've had a bit of a dry run now where we just like ran into, you know, people have been putting action in and they've just been having it, and that's kind of how it feels with Zoom pretty much, not all the time, most of the time. When people are being aggressive post flop, you know, they're never like super light. You either got some like huge draw or something nutted. There's never anyone making any like really bad mistakes that I can see. Or not never, I should never say never, but pretty rarely do you see people making any like huge mistakes. So when you be faced with these like pretty big turn and river bets, always it feels to me like we're paying off too often. And check and hope he has like the ace of the king of clubs and decides to bluff. I mean, obviously the board's paired, so we could be behind to like fives full, quads, fours full, whatever. I mean, whenever folding, of course. And I think it's too thin to raise. And he did just have the naked ace of clubs. Too deep to fold here with the nines. Pretty sure we're going to be behind, or like ace king or something, but way too deep to fold. probably going to have to call this flop too, and then think about giving up on. Some turns. He checks, which makes me now start thinking like ace jack, ace king, pocket jacks, pocket tens. Pretty confident that my nines are ahead now, unless he just has two jacks. We're going to bet just to make sure that we don't allow like ace king or ace jack with a heart, just to get there for nothing against us. Seems like a good flop for ace7 on table 2. Seems like a really good turn for ace7. Probably too good. Look at this, it's rocketing up. Absolutely rocketing up. Look at them stars coins, got loads of stars coins now, 1300. What can I do with them? Can I buy the Sunday Million with that many? I never know what to do with stars coins because I never have very fucking many of them. Usually I end up just buying shit $10 fucking bonuses or whatever. I used to like playing the hypers to the Sunday Storm, where you bought in for whatever it was, 200 and something I think it was, and it paid 2 seats. Now all the hypers in these sit and go satellites look to me to be that winner take all, which I don't like nearly as much. I'm not going to 3-bet somebody who's got the yellow tag and who's playing 9/3, but he does need to give his head a serious wobble. Ukraine. What sort of world do we live in where people learn to play poker and play 6/3? And I say that fully aware that lots of you guys think I'm a fucking nit. I think I've ever been 6/3. This 9. It's like right in the middle for me, isn't it? I mean, lots of straight draws have missed, flush draws have missed. That's on the small side. It's at like 8 blinds. Still let it go. Just queen 9 when all said and done. Limping under the gun, not full stacked. He's automatically getting the green tag. I'm just going to look at his positional stats then, but so the sample size of 32, 37, sorry. That feels very well if we get 3-bet here. Wow, we've been playing an hour already nearly. That is a surprise. And I've reasonably enjoyed it, which is pretty fucking unlike me when it comes to PokerStars. But the games seem decent, you know, there's plenty of loose enough action. Yeah, of course there's some tight regulars. If the games are always like this, then I would be pretty happy. Shouldn't have too many kings in his range, like king 10. I mean, what limps the bottom has a king in its range? Who knows what? I'm going to plan is to bet here, then maybe think about check calling some brick rivers. And we just have to call here, don't we? I mean, no one likes paying off with an underpair on this board, but I mean, whatever. Wow, he just limps the ace queen on the button and then doesn't 3-bet it. It's interesting line. I'm not really sure what to make of it. I mean, clearly think it's bad, but who knows? I mean, I always used to say if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. So we'll go with Nana on this one. I'm going to 3-bet our friend up here for just for isolation purposes. He looks like he's a weak player. We're super deep, and we have a suited ace. So that didn't work out, but never mind. Got this pretty aggro looking reg here, so we're going to put him in the pink. I'm just going to call with the Queen 10 of the same suit. don't feel like we've made an awful lot of money this session. Even though we have 2 stacks of like 200 big blinds. Let's see what it says on active session on Hold'em Manager. I'm actually down 57 cents. But we've made a lot of stars coins, so that's what it's all about. Right, why is this guy green? He's like, hasn't played that pot yet. That tag can't be right. Only got 451 hands in an hour as well. When I thought table, I got over 1,000 hands an hour. Probably because I'm doing some really shit autopilot and folding too many hands, would be my guess. Excuse me. And I can physically cope with 4 tables of Zoom, but mentally, nope, I don't cope with it. Right, we're going to put a squeeze on here with this King 10 offsuit, I think, because this guy just opened way too many hands by the looks of things. And it appears as though the battery has gone in my mouse. So, we're going to pause the video for a moment. We're going to fold to this 4-bet and we're going to go and source a new battery. So here we are, the battery has been re-energized. We have an alarming amount of semi-used batteries in my house. I'm presuming they must come from Christmas decorations. We had a bag that must have had 30 batteries in. Didn't want to use any of them really because they're not going to be that reliable. Fortunately, I found a packet of new batteries, so it's all good. And the cat's back. I think she thinks because of mood it began to be her playtime. Afraid not, darling. Well, this mouse seems to be moving faster since it got a new battery. Maybe that's bullshit. Could be complete bullshit. Probably is complete bullshit. It's only playing 45-25 up to now. We're going to tag in green just for the time being. And we're going to try him out with a very light 3-bet. Picked up a hitchhiker with the Ryan, which really wasn't part of the plan. Wow, that's a huge 4-bet. Let's see what's going on if we can. Why is this guy in green as well? I'm not really sure what's going on with my tagging here. And we get bailed out by the river. I was going to triple anyway. And it looks like it wouldn't have worked. 6-8. Maybe it would have, because if he doesn't hit the 2 pairs in the river, then he maybe would have folded the 8 to the triple. Maybe not, who knows. Flattered by someone who's playing 7/6. We just want this to go bet call, bet call, bet call, don't we? That's what we want. We don't want any silly raising. That leads out. And what do we beat? What do we beat? With 2 aces here against the 7/6. Don't think he's doing this with just a naked over pair. Need to sort this one out because he's not telling me. That's not telling me anything even close to useful there. Get off. Just gonna let the aces go there. Shit stack size. Maybe he could have called anyway still. But I was about to call till I saw his stack. Treat the cut off like the button when you have someone who looks pretty nitty on the button itself. Don't think we're getting paid here with our 6s, are we? We did. And what did our friend Mr. Runsick check back twice? That makes sense. Cat, piss off. There's a bunch in it at this table, at least in the positions that we can see. So I'll open a little bit wider. We're going to hope for reducing this bloated pot. We did not get a deuce. I like that poker stars have taken away the fold button when it's checked to you. That used to cause me the occasional bit of irritation. All these people with fucking minute stacks need to get the fuck off, don't they? That's what they need to do. Aggro small blind, aggro button, knit big blind, king 10 off. Just going to fold that one. I don't know why I clicked fold and show, because I wasn't fucking interested. Fold and watch. It's tempting just to bash this ace queen in this guy's eye. This give up fish is almost certainly irregular, and he could definitely just be squeezing with all kinds of junk here that we can make him fold. I think this is okay. We had a bit deeper, which might make it slightly less good. Not be folding if this potential aggro guy squeezes. Can't fold for 3 big blinds. Calling just because we picked up the flush draw. Not saying we like desperately want to hit a flush, but it might be some extra outs against like 9x and what have you. It's triple barrels here. It's doing it on the small side too. It feels really shit to call. I think he's going to check back a load of stuff that I'd bet. If he had a 9 or a decent 10, he's going to be checking them back a lot on this river. I'm going to make a pretty tight fold. I was kind of hoping that we just hit a diamond and maybe we check down and we beat trip 9 to something. Or 10x. But when he bets the third time. At least we're going to see like a high diamond or a full house way too often. Another guy that's going to get this tag for now because he seems like he's on the more aggressive side, which I can do about it with my 2 3s. I think I'm ready to fold the king queen yet. You know, it does look pretty damn tight. This could be bad. But it wasn't. Not really sure what on earth he's doing on that river, but I mean, let's go back and look at that for a second. Let's sit out because that one's confused me from someone who he had reggish stats, so I assume that people who have reggish stats are usually quite good. Maybe maybe I've been labouring under a false assumption for quite some time. I mean, it's 3-bet pre-flop. I don't know. Probably okay. He's C-bet on the flop. I guess he has an air. Like backdoor, straight draw. I think it's just too big. I just don't think he needs to make it that size. I mean, if he had ace king, ace queen, would he? But I mean, who knows? Maybe he just bet that big with those two. And he pairs up on the turn and checks back, which makes a lot of sense. I'm really not sure what he's trying to bluff me off on this river. Unless he's going for fucking value. Maybe he's going for like the thinnest value ever. Maybe he just thinks I've got pocket 10s, pocket 9s. I mean, if that's a value bet, that's... I don't know whether to... if it's really good or not. I mean, I guess it's really good if he thinks we don't have an ace. Because I would almost certainly leave my aces on the river after he checks back the turn. So he correctly assumed I don't have an ace. And I guess it can be a really good value bet versus pocket 10s, pocket 9s. Basically versus lots of pairs. Interesting. Oh, what am I thought? For some reason, then I had King Queen suited in my head, not King 9 suited. That is a reprehensible call. Well, it's not that bad, but clearly I did not mean to call with this hand. But if we're going to flop a flush draw, we might just get bailed out. If it checks to us again, we're just going to bet twice. I mean, maybe he didn't bet an ace on the turn because he was scared of the 7, but I'm just going to go for it anyways because that was the plan. He did have the ace. Surprised did he have the opportunity to squeeze that pre and didn't take it? He did. I'm surprised he didn't go for that given how I feel he looks aggressive. That could have been a bad bluff. Oh, I could also just be playing results. What on earth is going on here? Check back flop. Just called turn. Now he wants to raise the river. I'm not convinced. Giving up here because I don't think we're going to make him fold a queen or a weak king, like king jack or something. I think we just have to call this, don't we? 6-5's got there. I doubt he has that very often. It's 14-4. Oh, ace-5. Wow, that was an ambitious turn call. I mean, we just have to call there. I mean, I don't care how fucking nitty he is. Check back flop, just call turn with the gut shot. Get there on the river. No, give myself a pass for that one. Which I hate paying like such obvious. I mean, the guy's terrible, but which is I hate paying them off. We just have to there. It just doesn't make sense that he would play any other hand that way except like 6-5, ace-5 maybe. Even didn't even think about the ace-5 to be honest. Didn't think he had 6-5. No, whatever. Sometimes we're just going to lose, and that was one of them. There's regulars in the blind. I would probably 3-bet the 6-7 suited on the button, but didn't look like there were regulars in the blind, so we can just get away with calling. Obviously flop a beautiful draw. And we block the flush draws. There's no real straight draws out there you can expect him to have, so I'm going to put him on like a Jack X here, or pocket 9s, pocket 10s, maybe even an overpair, maybe even like aces or something. So we're not going to continue bluffing this turn. And what do we beat here? We literally beat some like high diamonds, I guess. I'd rather not have hit the 7, so we could just have like, carried on bluffing. No idea what he's doing, but he's getting that tiger because his betting was all over the place then. Action seems to have slowed down remarkably, doesn't it? I think you said like a combination was not really having many playable hands and kind of the same players turning up. How many players are left in the pool at the moment? 119 seated. Who knows? Didn't mean to do that. What to do with the Queen 10 suited? Folding or not doing. I've never seen like a 3x ISO raise. I'd have a hard time giving it too much credit. I think most players, if they have like a big hand, they make it 4, 5, 4.5. So I'm going to make a decision to 3-bet bluff with our Queen 10 suited and Marquee absolutely turbo calls. And since we repped a big one from jump, I mean, same as his hand earlier where someone limped under the gun. If we get action, we're going to be pretty much done with it. But we're going to see bet here because we can just like super dry board. If he's got pocket pairs, he's just going to fold them. Pocket pairs that haven't made the set. Shouldn't have too much king X, and he's like his limp call range in that situation. Probably just limped many pocket pairs, and most of them have missed. 2 of them have made sets, most of the rest have missed. That's a really bad float for 6-5 suited. Seems like a good flop for the 9-8 suited. Unlucky for him. That's too big, that c-bet. Got away with it. Could have made it smaller for sure. Should have made it smaller. This time bank doesn't seem to be chopping up too quickly, does it? Give up fish. What a fucking horrendous screen name. Give up fish, and he kind of gives up himself a lot, which is quite ironic. I don't really own pairs under the gun before, like maybe 6s and 7s. So if you are wondering, oh, what a fucking nit, whatever, I don't think they played that well. And I've seen plenty of respected range charts where other players are doing similar. So I'm not too worried about it. If insert opens here and somebody calls, we're going to squeeze. Why is this like regulars that just randomly fucking open limp into pots? What is going on? 3-bet to isolate the guy who's jammed. And we got it in good shape. We didn't get it out in good shape. He can clearly be tagged as a fish just because of his stack size as much as anything else. He's all in again straight after. Not this time, dude. You've had your donation from me. So we've nearly got the 1,000 hands of 16. I'll zoom in today, and woohoo. We're running at 1.74 big blinds per 100. Magic. And we above or below EV in that sample? Not that it really matters, but below slightly. How's my red line doing? No, you can't see all these things. It was going okay. It's starting to drop off somewhat. I know you guys can't see all of this. I would bring it across, but as you can see, it's not. Doesn't fit on the screen too well. There it is. Red line just started to drop off after performing okay. We kept this pot small enough where we can just call this river. It doesn't do an awful lot of betting, does it? That's the only issue with it. It does not do an awful lot of betting. Given how passive he is, we're not going to 3-bet him here because he's just surely going to allow us to draw to our hand most of the time. Right, so he leads out small here. It'd be interesting if he barrels this turn, because he just probably just has a really good hand. Give him, look at his stats: c-bet 20, turn barrel 20. So I guess we're going to call here. Hope to hit an 8, a 10 or a 6, a 10 or a heart. Sorry. Unless he plays with those stats. All of a sudden go bet over bet shove river. I'm prepared to fold. I'm just going to presume that our friend here has an ace, and we're going to bet pretty big on the river. There's no real draws on the flop, was there? Did just have the ace 6. I presume he's going to fold anything that isn't a jack here. He's not going to fold 2 jacks though. Jack Queen suited versus pretty big open. Fish in the blinds, nit in the blinds. I think we just call. He absolutely snap caught there. And then he folds. No fucking clue what he was doing, but I'm going to give him the green label because I very much doubt that any kind of half decent regular would take a line of a similar line to what he took then. Excuse me. Did not want that squeeze to come in, but we are pretty deep. No real legs behind us, so we'll make a relatively loose open. Fold the sixes. The more hands we start to get on players and the less we're up against unknowns, we can start tailoring our ranges to suit the table we're at more than just like kind of having like default open ranges. And not much we can do when we face an 11 big blind 3-bet though, other than muck our hand. I'm fishing the blinds, so we'll go for it. 14 is 3-betters. And I guess we're just going to 4-bet and get it in, I guess. Don't love it by any stretch of the imagination, but whatever. We've got to do what we've got to do. And we're going to... we won one. It's always nice to win the first one. Always nice to win the second one too. No fucking clue what this guy is doing. Absolutely no clue whatsoever. But given we have no hand. And let it go. Interesting that a regular just had like 3-bet jacks and a small blind, get it in versus another regulars under the gun range. I'm surprised to see jacks there. When he jams, I'm kind of thinking, just praying it's not like the aces and the kings, are you? You like hope it's the same hand, or maybe pocket queens. Two hours. I think we'll stop at 2 hours, I think. I'm getting hungry. I mean, these games are reggy enough, but I don't think they're like, by any stretch of the imagination, good. I mean, look at this guy that's in it. I mean, 7/5 over 104 hands. I mean, come on, do me a favour. So I don't think the regulars are like that good, and I'm not pretending that I'm some kind of fucking superstar, but I don't know how different this is to 25. I haven't played a lot of 25 and I'll Zoom for, well, forever, basically. I don't think it's something I've ever really done. I'm not sure if there's a big jump from 16 to 25. These games actually feel like they got a bit more gamble in them than the 10 and games. And I have seen some people say that. I've always had a hard time getting my head around it, how people say, oh, it's 16 and L softer than 10 and L and etc. etc. People say on Sky that 20 and L softer than 10, which, again, I have a hard time getting my head around. But people have these beliefs, and who knows? Maybe they're fucking right. Doubt it, but maybe they are. Maybe someone like the proper, like, more aggro gamblers just get no thrill from playing at the lower stakes, so they play slightly higher. But even then, it makes not that much sense, because there's really that much difference between 16 and 10 and L in terms of giving people like a thrill. I doubt it. Really, really doubt it. Check back flop, bet turn. I think fours are going to be good a reasonable amount of the time of year. Wow, we just had the ace nine. Not one, not something wow about. It's not really wowy, is it? It's not really wowy. So it played nearly 2 hours to win $7.82, and we had to win a flip to get to Profitsville. Could be a long old grind, but hopefully it'll make for some reasonable content for those of you guys who like watching 2 hours of me playing Zoom. It's questionable how many of you do, but I know some guys do. I got a comment today on one of my videos, Unibet video. I played 2 hours. I also got a comment on Reddit the other day where someone said, "Who the fuck wants to watch you play for 2 hours?" So, you know, whatever. We have flop top set, multi-way, deep against 2 players. This could get exciting, and we've been led into. I'm going to presume he's got a value hand. I'm not going to slow play. And 21-7, albeit small sample, leads into you. And you've got top set. I think you're entitled to get a little bit of a quarter chunky as it happens. It looks like he didn't have much, which is unfortunate, but I'm not about to start slow playing top set in multi-way pots when I'm led into. Just not going to do it. Too many things can go wrong. For a start, we can miss value. We can get drawn out on. There's 2 things that both really suck. So we've got about 1 minute to go, so we're going to just sit out next big blind, both tables, and park it there. All of a sudden, this guy who was yellow, oh no, why was the hood? Ah, right. So this is why I might be tagging players wrong sometimes, because this hood hasn't updated this time round, is it? If you look at that hand there. Is it updating ever? Yeah, now it's updated. Bizarre. Maybe that's why I've mistagged a couple of people. If the hood hasn't always caught up, that could be why. I mean, don't know why he's green all of a sudden. Who knows? Basically, my tagging's been a complete clusterfuck the entire session, hasn't it? So I worry less about tagging when I have a hood running, though. Tagging's not such a big deal when we have hoods running. I think because it looks like we're not very likely to get squeezed here, given who's behind us, we just call with the king queen. Don't want to 3-bet there, then have someone just fucking shove on me from behind. And you don't get to capitalise. We don't get to realise anywhere near the full value of our hand. Obviously, we're going to be calling this turn if someone bets with our 15 outs to the nuts. We're not going to semi-bluff and raise because that will get too many folds. And sadly, we miss everything. I mean, he should have too many aces really in that if he's playing properly or playing well, because he should just see bet his that decent aces on that board. But people do, they just turn up there, they just like trap with their ace or get cute on the flop, go for a check raise when they should just be c-betting. So yeah, I've walked into that trap many a time. Anyways, there we go, a good 2-hour session there. Bring this quickly across. We're not going to be able to fit it in completely, I don't think. There it is, as good as it's going to get. So we've ended up €8.29, up $8.29. Red line recovered slightly. I mean, it's not the worst red line in the world. And we finished up above EV. We should have only won 50 blinds, but whatever. It is what it is. Enjoyed the session. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. And be back here with another video real soon. Bye bye for now.